Name a feature you wish you saw in more homes. VAs, no VAs, why? A powerful negotiation tip in one line.
10 real estate professionals in 3 summit-style conversations, team leaders, operations leaders, and agents. We're just a few weeks removed from our first ever Summit series here on Real Estate Team OS, and we're putting a button on it with this fun follow-on episode. The theme? Speed rounds.
Name a TV or movie character that you would immediately welcome onto the team as a real estate agent. Most well-received or, for fun, poorly received closing gift you've ever given. A powerful question to ask in client discovery, whether it's buyer or seller.
It's personal, professional, insightful, and we don't always put the speed in speed round.
Sorry to mess up the flow.
No problem.
Enjoy this speed round episode with all 10 of our Summit Series guests right now on Real Estate Team OS.
No matter where your business is today or where you want to take it, you'll get there faster and more profitably with an operating system. Welcome to Team OS, your guide to starting, growing, and optimizing a real estate team. Here's your host, Ethan Butte.
First up, we have our 4 real estate team leaders, Jenny Wiemert of Wiemert Group Realty, Renee Funk of the Funk Collection, Ken Posick of Posick Group, and Ben Lobby of Ben Lobby Homes. You can learn more about each one of them in our first Summit Series episode, a deep dive into when, why, and how they started their real estate teams. Right here, their quick thoughts on VAs, ISAs, negotiation, closing tips, and more.
Who's up for speed round?
Let's go.
Okay, like one line, just one line in response. First one is, and I guess we'll just start this way. ISAs or no ISAs, why?
ISAs because we have so many different sources that I need to make sure that they're warmed up the proper way before they're handed off to an agent.
ISAs because it helps alleviate the agent from doing calls one person to train instead of 15.
Yep, that's good.
Varying degrees of an ISA model over the last 15 years because agents hate making phone calls.
Based on incoming calls, no, because I want the consumer connected with the agent that should be the expert that is going to serve them. It's not a good customer experience to have a concierge to an ISA to the agent in several of our lead sources. Outbound ISAs, all day long, sure, but inbound, no.
Cool. Oh, that's interesting. Can we unpack that?
Yeah,
sorry, it's
sure.
not lightning round. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So if I have 30 agents and we have a YouTube lead come in, maybe they're looking in Isleworth, maybe looking in Pine Hills. I don't want the same agent getting the access to the same lead. So would you do that differently?
Ideally, having the ISA in the middle of that to hand that out, but you're also having to pull money and pay for that ISA in the middle, and it was hard for me to get a return on that. And so it was easier for me to get the lead in the wrong hand. That young agent isn't going to be able to service it. They're going to go partner with that top agent in that area anyway. And then that top agent that got that Pine Hills lead is going to hand that lead off to a newer agent because of our system. But putting the ISA in the middle, we had an awesome ISA. He made $300,000 that year. But when the lead sources are taking more, and maybe you have a broker on top of your team taking, and then you've got the team splits, and then they're trying to hire a showing. There's nothing left at the end, So that ISA in the middle, that's a piece that if the agents are doing a good job and they take care of the leads and they're the experts, why aren't they the ones answering the phone? Incoming.
I like the distinction, incoming, outgoing.
Yeah.
And that's from like a Realtor.com kind of world because there's a concierge there handing it off anyways.
Well, yeah. So Realtor.com, this is so complicated, but Realtor.com and Zillow both have programs with concierges in the middle that they've asked the 4 questions that we could ask.
Yeah.
But now they've answered that question. Now that ISA is going to get on and ask the same questions and then hand it off to an agent. That's really a frustrating customer experience.
Totally.
But email leads could be something that an ISA could get on. Outbound, the expires withdrawn for sale by owners. We're not really good at that, but I would put an ISA on that.
Cool. Sorry to mess up your flow.
No problem. We're back. VAs, no VAs, why?
No VAs, just we've tried several times and haven't been able to work long term.
Yes, VAs. Expense.
Okay.
Yes, VAs. Initially, I was the one dragging my feet to not see the value in VAs and have since realized 5 years with VAs, it's life-changing on both accords.
Yes to VAs for reliable checklist items that are duplicatable all day long. We have some high-level VAs. It's just getting them to feel like they're part of the team is a challenge, but we've done that well.
Name a TV or movie character that you would immediately welcome onto the team as a real estate agent.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm going to be horrible.
I'm going Leslie Knope. Loves her community.
Oh,
Yeah.
Super
That's a good one.
engaged, like crazy organized.
Not Andy? That's the runner?
You know what? He could work too. Nothing?
I might
Okay.
not be speed round on that.
No,
I'm
that's
just thinking
okay.
about, totally unrelated. I just watched Tommy Boy with my 14-year-old for the first time. So all I kept thinking was Tommy Boy, which is not who you'd want on the team, but that's a damn funny movie.
Yeah, totally it is. Okay.
You're too young for that, Ben.
A powerful negotiation tip in one line.
Listen.
Curiosity.
Ask a lot of questions.
Knowledge.
Most well-received or poorly received closing gift you've ever given.
Wine to a recovering alcoholic.
That's happened.
Yeah.
Pregnant woman, here's your wine. I said, I was their gift because I've never really believed in the housewarming gifts. But we do provide housewarming gifts for our agents to use for the experience.
Same.
Yeah, that's a difficult question. I would go to when it was given.
Yeah.
Giving closing gifts the day of a closing is terrible. And it's actually not well received
Why?
if you really pay attention. How many more things do we want them to juggle?
Yeah.
So do you want to operate in a space where you're actually giving something where the field is thinner, where they're not juggling this most massive thing? So we provide closing gifts. It's about $100 value of items that we send out. And it goes about 2 weeks after it's shipped to the client.
Cool.
An espresso machine to a coffee addict.
Good. Good. Love that we went positive and missteps on that one. Describe the team building journey in one word.
Work.
Complicated.
Growth.
Yeah. Never ending.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. That was an experiment.
Be sure to check out both episodes with all 4 of these team leaders. Nearly 2 hours of conversation on lead sources and lead distribution, recruiting funnels and agent avatars, team culture, threats and opportunities to the team model in the years ahead. It's all just a few episodes back in the Summit series here on Real Estate Team OS. Next up, though, we've got Emily Smith of Weimer Group Realty and Gio Sanginesi of Posit Group. Okay, we're going to get into the 30, 60, 90-day experience of a new agent that has made it through these processes, either through the career page or through direct outreach. But I'm going to try a quick speed round first.
Oh, okay.
You good for that? Okay. ISAs, no ISAs, and one line on why.
ISAs, because they keep our leads managed optimally.
No ISAs right now. Had them move to agents answering the phone in groups because they are the experts already.
VAs, no VAs, why in one line.
We don't use VAs.
I love a VA. And yes, if you treat them well and treat them like a human and train them appropriately.
TV or movie character that you would immediately be happy to have in your recruiting pipeline and welcome them onto the team.
James Bond.
One line on why.
English accent always works.
It totally does.
I wish I had one.
Yeah.
I wish I had an English accent, but no, he's very focused on what he does. You know, he's hyper focused. I think his quality would represent well in real estate.
And very professional, dresses well and drives nice cars too.
Absolutely. You know, that first impression is going to be there, strong as ever. But that's who comes to mind.
Yeah.
I had a few others.
My first gut reaction was Ted Lasso, though it's kind of a weird choice. It's not really a realtor on the team. It's probably more of like the coach in the back end who's cheering people on and motivating and seeing the best in people and building the team, right? Building the community, trying to get people to that next level, but have them do it together.
Good.
Yeah.
Something agents often ask for, but you know that they'll never use.
Desk space. Just kidding, sort of. Like, that's real. Like, they're like, I'm going to come to the office every day. I need a place to work. I'm like, no, you should be in the field serving clients at a high level. Like, yes, you can come use an empty desk any day of the week, but that's probably a real answer in our office.
That's a good answer, actually. I was struggling thinking of what would be, because what we provide, they will use. What they ask, we will try to learn from and make a decision. So it's collaborative by nature with us is if they ask and we feel it's valid, we'll provide it. So I struggle with that way, but desk space doesn't come up a whole lot unless you're as old as me, because when I first joined Ken, I said, so where's my office? He goes, what? Office? No, this is our space. Really? Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Right? Because again, I'm corporate America. I had an office all the time. And so that's the one thing. We don't need an office. In fact, being in the field is where the office is. So when people ask me, hey, Gio, where's your office? I point to my car.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there a kind of empty or false or exaggerated promise you're tired of hearing from vendors in the space?
To be blunt, I'm tired of seeing team leaders get on stage and tout that they have it all figured out and they've got the team model rolling and they're just amazing. And then you see everybody 2 years later and they've ripped the entire team down and they're starting over. I'm tired of it. Like we need to do better as an industry to care about our people, care about our systems to the level that we don't have to tear everything down and start over.
Vendors was it, right?
Yeah, but I'll take that.
No, I just wanted to clarify.
Real answer.
No, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
But I wanted to verify that I heard it correctly.
Yes.
So vendors, what we have found is vendors always start with a high level of motivation and wanting to earn your business. And one of the things that we ask of them is that they follow up. Just as a realtor, right? There's a speed to lead process. There's a speed to getting in touch with an inquiry made from a client. So if you're going to be recommending or referring or suggesting them, we expect you to call back. And so many of them will start really well, and many of them will start to fail and not respond because they're getting too busy or just don't see the importance. Even though we're sending them a ton of business, that's an area that I think needs improvement. So we have a very stringent set of guidelines with our vendors if they want to be suggested or referred, and that is they've got to maintain and manage the expectation that they're going to reach out within 3 to 4 hours of the call being made.
I thought I was going to hear some set it and forget it or close more deals faster. I feel like that's on the front of like every website.
Yeah.
Anyway, last one, something you're personally fascinated by outside of real estate.
I'm a big sports guy, outside of real estate. That's what keeps me balanced outside of my family. I've got a wonderful family.
Playing and watching?
More watching than playing. I still think as a 25-year-old, but the reality is I'm 60. And, I used to use the phrase that, age is nothing but a number. I've since, certainly
realized that it's
nothing but a number until your body tells you otherwise. Yeah. That's what I'm most passionate about. But you know what? In terms of fascination, I am fascinated to see how much of an imprint AI is going to represent in our business.
All right, I have a weird answer for you.
Okay, good.
As I'm getting older, we just sent our first kid off to college, so we're starting to be empty nesters. We've got one still at home.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. It's a new chapter for sure.
Yes.
I mean, we still have one that has like 4 years left, so we've got a minute.
Ours are in their 30s, so we're well beyond.
You've done all that. All right.
We've done all that.
I'm in between you.
There you go.
Yeah. But for me, like I'm trying to be fascinated by life. It's out, like I said, weird answer. Like I'm trying to stop and notice the little things. I'm trying to enjoy my coffee more. I'm growing a garden. Like I'm trying to like put my hands in the dirt and do a little less tech and a little more real life. I'm trying to slow myself down. Our world is so busy, and the lead situation, it's ringing all the time, and you've got agents calling and all of the pieces. So I'm trying in my real life to slow down and get off the Groundhog Day feel of just work, dinner, homework, back on the cycle. I'm trying to make sure I'm making real space, real time for just being fascinated by what's in front of me. Like I've been really enjoying this cup of tea that Ethan was kind enough to bring his personal tea collection today. So, but seriously, like a good cup of tea or like a good conversation with a friend, or on the weekend running out and doing like an adventure with my siblings or my family. Like I'm trying to like grow ordinary fascination right now in the everyday.
Yeah, that resonates with me as well, because real estate can consume you if you allow it. You can be busy 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and not have any sort of boundaries.
It feels good to fight a fire and to save someone else's day or moment.
I love
exactly.
It.
So bringing balance, work, but balance. Make your day as enjoyable as possible, and really appreciate the small things, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
In their 2 Summit Series episodes, Emily and Gio share tips to keep agents productive at scale. They explain the very different ways that their 2 teams run pod structures to help agents, and they give us an end-to-end walkthrough in detail of the way their teams recruit, onboard, and retain their very best agents. By the way, if you have answers to any of these speed round questions, I would love to hear from you. Ethan at followupboss.com. To close out this speed round episode, you've got a conversation with 4 agents. You've got Tony Galarza of Weimer Group Realty. You've got Bree Tucker of Provoked Group, and you have Nick Nelson and Matt Anderson, both solo agents with eXp Realty in Orlando.
Who's ready for a speed round?
Ready.
Okay.
Let's
do it.
This will be my third one. They've like mixed results so far, so I'm hoping this one's like quick and fun.
Okay.
First up, name a feature you wish you saw in more homes.
Laundry rooms connected to the primary closet.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ooh, the faucet where you just wave it and it automatically turns on.
Mm-hmm.
Hidden pantries.
Oh, that's good.
That's my
Walk
favorite.
through butler pantry.
Oh, cool. Nice. One word you hope you never see again in a listing description.
Oasis.
Cherished.
Does that have to be one word?
No.
Won't last.
Won't last long.
Yeah.
Won't last.
I couldn't pick just one because it's just all of those ridiculous adjectives from ChatGPT. Like
Yeah.
Oasis is a good one.
Yeah.
I can't stand that
Oasis.
one.
Yeah.
A powerful question to ask in client discovery, whether it's buyer or seller.
Who are the decision makers, and are they all present?
Why?
What does the next 5 years look like in your life?
Similar to the why, what's important to them and what are some things that if it's a buyer that they want close to their home that they like to enjoy outside of their house so I can get them into the right community.
Cool. Context. Most well-received or for fun, poorly received closing gift you've ever given.
I don't even remember what the gift was, but I wrote like a handwritten card, and this seller literally cried reading it. I'll never forget it. It was a few years ago, but
And you
that
probably
one's
cried
probably,
after.
yeah, I probably did. I'm a Virgo.
I'm a Virgo.
For me, Conway's where I live, and I've been selling more and more in Conway. So my clients that recently closed, I was able to just go to kind of all the local restaurants and stuff of places I think they should try. So I kind of made like 10 different cards, and I put gift cards for all of them, and then put little notes of like when Henry, their toddler, is like cranky or he deserves a treat, like a really good ice cream shop in our area. So doing personal things like that was probably one of my favorites.
We still do it to this day. My favorite, we have a person in our office who's an artist, and she gets a photo of the front of the house, and then she hand draws it.
I love that.
And puts the little address on the bottom and established whatever. And it's we put it in a frame that makes it fit with their home. And I won't lie, it's in every single one that we go back and visit. But I have to talk about the worst one.
Please.
Because there's so many. But well, first of all, I hate branded stuff. So like the branded like cheese plate or whatever. It's like stop doing that. But giving alcohol to people who don't drink. I literally bought a $250 bottle of Dom Perignon for a big closing we had. And he's like, I don't drink. And I'm like, well, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my worst.
Especially with more people being sober curious now, I feel like it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worry about that too.
Yeah, that one actually came up twice in our team leader round table.
We give out some great closing gifts that are companies based in Orlando. So it includes Wondermaid and Foxtail, and it has a great card that get like if they're new from out of state that tells about that company and like why they started here and that they should go check them out. But I have a funny one. I just had a family last year that closed on a new home, and it was near the lakes up in Lake County. It's beautiful, large equestrian property, and I'm like, okay, I've got it. There's a seaplane company right there in Tavares where you can actually take a seaplane ride to Hillstone in Winter Park and have dinner there, and then it will fly you back. So I was like, that's what I'm going to do. So I got them the seaplane ride. I got them the gift card for dinner, wrote them a nice handwritten card. And they were like, Bree, this was so thoughtful, except I'm so terrified of small planes.
I was just going to say, are they scared of the water?
And they're like, I'm not going to fly over the water. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I next time, now I know you have to ask that question.
You couldn't have predicted.
No, but I thought it was going to be the best surprise.
Oh, you thought you killed it.
Oh, I thought I killed.
You did.
You did?
I thought
Yeah.
they were going to take a picture of this and put it on Facebook,
This
and
is
everyone
it,
was
yeah.
going to love it.
What if I
they're-
told you I could change it to a helicopter?
I thought they were going to take a picture in that airplane together. Like, thank you, Bree Tucker.
Ask you to be on that plane.
Yeah, and then they're like, there's no way we're getting on this plane. So that was a fail, and I'm not ever buying anyone that again.
So did you take the seaplane instead?
No, I don't know who's going on the seaplane. They still have the seaplane gift card.
Wow.
That is funny. This one is an impossible question, but what would you do if you had 24 hours to sell a house? Like, what's the first thing you would do?
Yeah, price it like under market value to get as much interest as possible?
I call all my prior clients and see if they have somebody.
I'd offer to buy it myself.
Ooh, that's
a good one.
That's a good one. I wasn't going to say that. I would just go to my team first and offer it as an off-market opportunity with an undercut price and see who we can bring to the table.
Yeah. Last thing, what's something you're fascinated by besides real estate?
Fascinated by?
Yep.
Eyebrows in musical theater. Those are like very random things, but that's very true.
Well, I already talked about fantasy football. I love fantasy football. I would say that, and just honestly just traveling to different countries.
Traveling,
Yeah.
Favorite place you've been?
Thailand. I taught English there.
Oh, wow.
Loved it.
That's cool.
So it's two parts. The psychology behind youth sports, I've learned to kind of love. I think it's sports are way beyond just the skill set. It's a lot of it has to do with the psychology behind it, and then anybody who can play an instrument, I'm fascinated with. I think it's one of the coolest things.
Because you don't.
I play the drums.
Okay.
But I don't feel like that's a real instrument. Like,
Is that like the triangle?
that's just an idiot just banging a bunch of stuff, right? But anybody that can play the guitar, that play the piano, like I'm begging my kids to play the piano one day, but I think it's fascinating.
Yeah, cool.
I would say that mine's also anything related to sports. We're huge college football fans, Roll Tide, and I love playing sports with the kids, and I pushed myself back into playing sports. That's how I got into tennis, so that I could have that outlet too. So that's like all I think about if I'm not with my kids or just selling real estate.
Yeah. This is going to be a super hot follow-up question. As a tennis player, do you have any thoughts or opinions about pickleball and the rise of pickleball and the takeover of tennis courts by pickleball?
I love pickleball. I mean, I don't play it as much as I play tennis. My mother-in-law is a very avid pickleball player. It is a crazy, insane workout. It is so fun. And I want to open one of those places that's like pickle and chicken, where it's like Topgolf, but it's pickleball. And it's very popular in like the Carolinas.
Interesting.
Yeah. Are you against pickleball?
No, our neighborhood tennis courts got plowed under and turned into pickleball courts. And I'm like,
Oh, they should have just added those stripes for pickleball.
So it used to be 6 full courts, and like on a Saturday or Sunday morning, like beautiful weekend morning, you go out there, and it's like it wasn't always full, but like they started letting them go a little bit, and I was like, this doesn't seem good. And the next thing you know, it's like half of them are just ripped out.
It is funny because there's a few communities locally now, like the Palms at Windermere. The only thing that they're advertising is pickleball courts. Like that's our amenity, and I'm like, I don't know that it's that popular yet, but it's fun.
I think it is because there's a lot less running than tennis.
Well, it's true. Yeah. More people can play.
You have to embrace it. Ethan, look, we're not getting any younger. So we have to embrace it, right?
Yeah.
You might think you're a tennis player right now, but you're not going to be in 10 years.
I would not call myself a tennis player, but I do enjoy playing tennis.
I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
We have a little makeshift
Isn't
one in our
there
driveway.
a new indoor place?
Yeah, over in Seminole
That's
County.
really nice.
Tons of them. Like I've seen repurposed commercial space going that way.
Going that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw what looked like, how like when I was a kid, like the old Arby's used to actually be shaped like cowboy hats, but then all of a sudden it's like a Vietnamese place. You're like, that wasn't always a Vietnamese place. So like I feel like I saw a Best Buy that had been converted. Like it looked like the front of it, like the angle and stuff. Like it looked like it used to be a Best Buy, but now it's like Pickle World.
Right.
It's the idea I wish I came up with. I wish I came up with the indoor pickleball idea. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed this fun conclusion to the Summit Series, this speed round episode. And I hope you get a ton of value out of the entire Summit Series. If you missed any of those episodes, they're all linked up right down below in the description. Be sure to open that thing up and check out those episodes. Watch or listen. They are loaded with helpful information. It's a totally unique format to the show. Our goal here on Real Estate Team OS is to help you make the next right decision or take the next right step in your real estate business, no matter where you are and no matter where you want to go. So if you'd like email exclusives, guest previews, and subscriber-only episodes, all you need to do is go to realestateteamos.com/subscribe and sign up. There's no cost, there's no gimmicks. It's just a constant feed of helpful information focused on starting, growing, and optimizing your real estate team. Thank you so much for watching this again. I hope you enjoy the entire Summit Series.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Team OS. Get quick insights all the time by checking out Real Estate Team OS on Instagram and on TikTok.